We sail the ocean blue, and the saucy ship's a beauty. We're sober men and true, and attentive to our duty. When the balls whistle free on the bright blue sea, we stand to our guns all day. When at anchor we ride at the Portsmouth tide, with plenty of time for play. Ahoy, ahoy, the balls whistle free. Ahoy, ahoy, on the bright blue sea, we stand to our guns all day. We sail the ocean blue, and the saucy ship's a beauty. We're sober men and true, and attentive to our duty. Our saucy ship's a beauty. We're attentive to our duty. We're sober men and true. We sail the ocean blue.
We started with the male chorus, opening to HMS Pinafore, We Sail the Ocean Blue. More information on all the songs and the shows from which they're drawn is given in your programme. We now meet Sir Joseph Porter, the Admiral of the Fleet, as sung by George Wilcox.
When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy to an attorney firm. I cleaned the windows and I swept the floor, and I polished up the handle of the big front door.
He polished up the handle of the big front door.
I polished up the handle so carefully that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He polished up the handle so carefully that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
As office boy, I made such a mark that I soon became a junior clerk. I served the writs with a smile so bland, and I copied all the letters in a big round hand.
He copied all the letters in a big round hand.
I copied all those letters in a hand so free that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He copied all the letters in a hand so free that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
In serving writs I made such a name that an articled clerk I soon became. I wore clean collars and a brand new suit for the pass examination at the Institute.
For the pass examination at the Institute.
That pass examination did so well for me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
The pass examination did so well for he that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Of legal knowledge I acquired such a grip that they took me into the partnership, and that junior partnership I ween was the only ship that I ever had seen.
Was the only ship that he ever had seen.
But that kind of ship so suited me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
But that kind of ship so suited he that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
I grew so rich that I was sent by a pocket borough into Parliament. I always voted at my party's call, and I never thought of thinking for myself at all.
He never thought of thinking for himself at all.
I thought so little they rewarded me by making me the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He thought so little they rewarded he by making him the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Now landsmen all, whoever you may be, if you want to rise to the top of the tree, if your soul isn't fettered to an office stool, be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Stick close to your desks and never go to sea, and you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Stick close to your desks and never go to sea, and you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Our programme, inevitably, is heavy with songs for male chorus, male trios and male solos. In order to add a bit of variety, 3 ensemble pieces have been arranged for instrumental groups, and 2 parents have kindly agreed to perform as guests. Our first guest, Mrs. Cook, is mother to Alex and Dominic. She's going to roll back the years as Josephine, the last that loved a sailor. which in HMS Pinafore is sung by Sir Joseph Porter, Josephine, and her father, Captain Corcoran. Moving now to Pirates of Penzance, we meet the Pirate King, sung by Joshua Barrett when he gets back from...
That was a dramatic entrance.
Oh, better far to live and die under the brave black flag I fly than play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate heart. Away to the cheating world go you, where pirates all are well to do, but I'll stay true to the song I sing and live and die a pirate king. For I am the pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. For I am the pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is hurrah for the pirate king, hurrah for the pirate king.
When I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself in a royal way. I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through. More dirty work than ever I do, for I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king.
You are the pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is hurrah for the pirate king, hurrah for the pirate king.
How can I follow that? Pirate King and Another Pirate, so it's by George Wilcock, explaining Paradox to Frederick, sung by Chris Hayes.
When you had left our pirate fold, we tried to raise our spirits faint, according to our custom old, with quip and quibble quaint. But all in vain the quips we heard, we lay and sobbed upon the rocks, until to somebody occurred a startling paradox. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. We've quips and quibbles heard in flocks, but none to beat this paradox. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox.
We knew your taste for curious quips and cranks and contradictions queer, and with a laughter on our lips we wished you there to hear. We said if we could tell it in, how Frederick would the joke enjoy, and so we risked both life and limb to tell it to our boy.
That paradox,
A most ingenious paradox, with quip and quibble heard in flocks, but none to beat this paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox.
For some ridiculous reason, to which, however, I've no desire to be disloyal, some person in authority, I don't know who, very likely the astronomer royal, has decided that for such a beastly month as February, 28 days as a rule are plenty. 1 year in every 4, his days shall be reckoned as 9 and 20. Through a singular coincidence, I wouldn't be surprised if it were due to the agency of an ill-natured fairy. You are the victim of this clumsy arrangement, having been born in leap year on the 29th of February. And so, by a simple arithmetical simplance, you will easily discover that though you have lived for 21 years, it's a good bit, you're only 5 and a little bit over.
Dear me, let's see. Yes, yes, with yours my figures do agree. How quaint the ways of paradox, at common sense she gaily mocks. Though counting in the usual way, years 21 I've been alive. Yet reckoning by my natal day, yet reckoning by my natal day, I am a little boy of 5. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. That paradox, that most ingenious paradox.
Sullivan's music is often very catchy, and the next tune is particularly well known. Tom Cross is going to perform The Elements, the periodic table set to Sullivan's tune by Tom Lowry.
My many thanks to the Adams Grammar School Chemistry Department for providing me with this excellent periodic table of elements, but not so good at clipboard, which is very unfortunate. So here I have the periodic table of the elements on the stand here. So chemistry pen in place, safety goggles on. I'm now going to perform them into a Gilbert and Sullivan tune. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen, and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, uranium, and iron, american, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lithium, and osmium, actinium, and radium, and gold, and bractinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium, strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, and bismuth, ruby, lithium, beryllium, and barium. There's holmium, and helium, and hafnium, and erbium, and phosphorus, and flancium, and fluorine, and terbium, and manganese, and mercury, molybdenum, magnesium, dysborium, and scandium, and cerium, and cesium, and lead, ruthenium, plutonium, and platinum, promethium, potassium, promethium, potassium, and cadmium, chromium, tellurium, curium. couple tungsten tin and so, yeah. These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard. And there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered.
Another trio often performed as part of Pirates of Penzance, it's a mouthful. It's been used as a speed test, but here, Jack Withers, James Micklewright, and Gregor Sakara Fielding present it slightly slower to give you a chance to catch the words.
My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I should go if West I'm in the land and make a renovation. I can tell her I am bound by duty and by moral senses, and I don't know what to do about the pending consequence. No, I do not wish to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but a pirate may indulge a little part of noble swagger. But I've got to go tonight, and so it really doesn't matter.
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 So it really doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter, 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 If there's one of a little matter, generally silly, I should give him my advice upon the subject really nearly. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and it really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. On the subject, I regret you, I was valuable letter full of faces and suggestions, but I feel a little bit. But at present, I'm afraid I'm as bad as any other soul. It really doesn't matter.
What we sing just doesn't matter.
What we say just doesn't matter.
What we sing just doesn't matter.
What we say just doesn't matter. What we say just doesn't matter.
What we sing just doesn't matter.
What we say just doesn't matter. Matter, 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 matter.
I don't have a steady mother who can talk to me as we talk to one another, who can give me good advice when she discovered I was her, which is just the very favour which to you I am conferred. But I might have made her rather interesting in the land, I might have lived and died a rather decent in the widow. This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. Matter, 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 matter.
We conclude the first half with the Sergeant of Police and Constabulary, sung by Alex Cook in the male chorus. This will be followed by a 15-minute interval, during which drinks will be served.
When a felon's not engaged in his employment,
His
or maturing his felonious little plans,
plans,
his capacity for innocent enjoyment,
scent enjoyment,
is just as great as any honest man's.
honest man's,
Our feelings we with difficulty smother,
difficulty
when constabulary duties to be done.
to be done,
Oh, take one consideration with another.
with another.
A policeman's lot is not a happy one.
Ah, when constabulary duties to be done, the policeman's lot is not a happy one, happy one.
When the enterprising burglar's not a burgling,
Not a burgling,
when the cutthroat isn't occupied in crime,
hiding crime,
he loves to hear the little brook a gurgling,
brook a gurgling,
and listen to the merry village chime.
village chime,
When the coster's finished jumping on his mother,
on his mother,
he loves themselves to lie basking in the sun.
In the sun,
Oh, take one consideration with another.
with another.
A policeman's lot is not a happy one.
Ah, when constabulary's duties to be done, the policeman's lot is not a happy one, happy one.
Welcome back. We continue our programme with possibly the most performing Gilbert Sullivan operetta, The Mikado, and the opening chorus will be singing If You Want to Know Who We Are.
If you want to know who we are gentlemen of Japan. On many a cause and joy, on many a screen and fan, we figure in lively paint, our attitudes queer and quaint. You're wrong if you think it ain't. If you think we all work by strings, like a Japanese marionette, you don't understand these things. It is simply called etiquette. Perhaps you suppose this grown can't keep it up all day long. If that's your idea, you're wrong. Oh, if that's your idea, you're wrong. If you want to know who we are gentlemen of Japan. On bus and job, on screen and fan, on many, 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 many a job. Oh, 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 oh. On bus and job, on screen and fan.
Striving for variety, the versatile Chris Host will now be joined by Miss Webb and Miss Cook as three little maids from school. We thank Miss Webb who has joined our concert at such short notice.
So natural, Chris.
Three little maids from school are we, hearts of the schoolgirl world can be, filled to the brim with girlish glee. Three little maids from school, everything is a source of fun. Now look and take, but be careful none. Life is a joke.
the Lord High Executioner, a personage of noble rank and title, a dignified and potent officer, whose functions are particularly vital. Defer to the Lord High Executioner. Defer to the noble Lord, to the noble Lord, to the Lord High Executioner.
Taken from a county jail by a set of curious chances, liberated then on bail, on my own recognizances, wafted by a favouring gale, as one sometimes is in trances, to a height that few can scale, save by long and weary dances, surely never had a mail, like the love circumstances, so adventurous a tale, which may rank with most romances, taken from a county jail, set of curious
Liberated then on bail, never had a sail, so adventurous a tale. Defer to the Lord High Executioner. Defer to the noble Lord, to the noble Lord High Executioner. Bow down to the Lord High Executioner. Defer to the noble Lord High Executioner.
Now Chris Coates as the Duke of Pazzatoro is being joined by Mrs. Cook, Miss Webb and Alice Cook to sing as the quartet, and Stephen Kyle is playing.
Alex is just fetching his trombone for the next one. This one was to have been preceded by the arrival of the Duke of Pazzatoro with his suite, but unfortunately Jacqueline, who's playing the Duchess, is sick today, so has been unable to join. So you're missing on this wonderful comic arrival as the Duke and Duchess bow to their daughter Casilda, who is apparently the Queen. But we're now hearing about, could you do your last line to lead into this? Do you remember your last line? About how great a leader you are.
Because the Duke of Pazzatoro does not follow fashions. He leads them. He leads everybody. When he was in the army, he led his regiment. He sometimes led them into battle, and invariably led them out of it.
enterprise of martial kind. When there was any fighting, he led his regiment from behind. He found it less exciting, but when away his regiment ran, his place was at the fore.
The first and foremost
they all proceeded. No hero in that gallant band hit half as well as he did. He lay concealed throughout the war, and so preserved his glory. That unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Lazarus. In every doubt he did, he always took the lead. That unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Lazarus. When told that they would all be shot unless they left the service,
switch the board around. There was a semi-logical reason why I want to do that. So the first one's going to be from Utopia Limited, relatively unknown. Mr. Brown has chosen the big hitters. I wanted to do something from something that was less well known. And there's a context to all of these. So if I may, one of the things that Gilbert did particularly well is that he had love stories. In fact, every single G&S, everyone gets married at the end. Okay, there's all sorts of tangled webs all the way through, but broadly speaking, you know it's going to move inexorably to that conclusion, with one tragic exception with the Yeoman of the God. And in amongst that, you have two star-crossed lovers. And it's normally the tenor, who's the man, and the soprano, who is the lady. So, Chris, wherever you are, you're never going to be that one of those star-crossed lovers. Let me tell you now. I want you to go up a bit. And I, as a baritone, never played the role of a tenor. And of course, the assumption is that when you're in love, everything works properly. The wooing, good G&S phrase then, the wooing works, and the courtship works. But when you're in love, chaps, ladies, it doesn't, does it? You get all of a flutter. You get nervy, and there's a dryness to the throat. And you watch Pavarotti and Domingo, and they annihilate Nessun Dorma. Top C's, it's not real life. And it took Gilbert until his I think his penultimate opera to recognise this. So this is a song from the start of Act 2, sung by, great names, Captain Fitzbattleaxe. And he is attempting to woo Princess Zara. I warn you now, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So this is my get out of any notes that don't quite fit. A tenor, all singers above. Oh, Zara, my beloved one, bear with me. Ah, do not laugh at my attempted topsy. Repent not, mocking maid, of girlhood's choice. The fervour of my love affects my voice. A tenor, all singers above, this doesn't admit of a question, should keep himself quiet, attend to his diet, and carefully nurse his digestion. But when he is madly in love, it's certain to tell on his singing. You can't do chromatics with proper emphatics when anguish your bosom is ringing. When distracted with worries in plenty, and his pulse is 120, and his fluttering bosom the slave of mistrust is, a tenor can't do himself justice. Now observe. You see, I can't do myself justice. I could sing if my fervour were mock. It's easy enough if you're acting. But when one's emotion is born of devotion, you mustn't be over-exacting. One ought to be firm as a rock, to venture a shaking vibrato. When fervour's expected, keep cool and collected, and never attempt agitato. But of course, when his tongue is of leather, and his lips appear pursed together, and his sensitive palate as dry as a crust is. A tenor can't do himself justice. Now observe. It's no use, I can't do myself justice. So, those of you that have seen some GNS in the past will work out that if you're a tenor, almost de facto you get set in the part of the hero. And increasingly, I attended a number of shows where the tenor was played by an octogenarian. That was the hero, but it was the only tenor in the village. So automatically, he got the septuagenarian lady who got the top note, who also happened to be his wife. So the parts I used to play were the ones where the love song is given to the hero and the heroine. But the soldier, and it was normally, I'm losing the audience, the soldier, or the notary, or the solicitor, or the vicar, happened by chance to run into some tryst. And it's always important to note that as time goes on, we chaps, we're not quite the young things that we, somebody to speak for yourself, that we used to be. And this next song acknowledges that once upon a time you had in front of you a dashing young hero, but now the years have got the better of them. You'll have to imagine it. So from the Sorcerer, time was when love and I were well acquainted. The air is filled with amatory numbers, soft madrigals and dreamy lovers' lays. Peace, peace, old heart, why waken from these slumbers? The echoing memory of the old days. Good tune as well. Time was when love and I were well acquainted. Time was when we'd walk ever hand in hand. A saintly youth whose worldly thoughts untainted, none better loved than I in all the land. Time was when maidens of the noblest station, forsaking even military men, would gaze upon me wrapped in adoration. Ah me, I was a fair young curate then. Had I a headache? Sighed the maids assembled. Had I a cold? Welled forth the silent tear. Did I look pale? Then half the parish trembled. and when I coughed, all thought the end was near. I had no care, no jealous doubt hung o'er me, for I was loved beyond all other men. Fled gilded dukes and belted earls before me. Ah me, ah me, I was a pale young curate then, a pale young curate, a pale young curate. Ah me, I was a pale young curate
Thank you very much for supporting us this evening. Our concert will now finish with the entire company performing When the Foeman Bears His Steel.
Now, Frederick, let your escort lion-hearted be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart upon their dread adventure. Dear sir, they come.
Foeman bears his steel.
Tarantara, tarantara,
The uncomfortable fear.
tarantara,
And we find the wisest thing
tarantara, tarantara,
is to slap our chests and sing.
tarantara,
For when threatened with a mute,
tarantara, tarantara,
and your heart is in your boots,
tarantara,
there is nothing brings it round like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound.
tarantara, 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 ra, ra, tarantara.
Go, ye heroes, go to glory, though ye die in combat gory. Ye shall live in a song and story. Go to immortality, go to death and go to slaughter. Die and live a college daughter, with the tears your grave shall water. Go, ye heroes, go and die. Go, ye heroes, go and die.
So to us evident, these intentions are well meant.
Tarantara,
Such expressions don't appear
tarantara, tarantara,
calculated meant to cheer.
tarantara,
Who are going to meet their fates in a highly nervous state.
tarantara, tarantara, tarantara.
Though to us it's evident, these intentions are well meant.
Tarantara, tarantara, tarantara.
Go and do your best endeavor, and before all things we sever, we will say farewell forever. Go to glory and the grave, go to glory and the grave. For your foes are fierce and ruthless, false and merciful and truthless, young and tender, old and toothless, who would in vain their mercies crave.
We observe too great distress on the risk upon us press, and of reference a lack to our chance of coming back. So perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize, for it's very evident these intentions are well meant.
Yes, it's very evident that these intentions are well meant. Evident, yes, well meant. Evident, ah, yes, well meant. When the foeman has escaped, tarantara, tarantara, we uncomfortable feel tarantara. And we find the wisest thing, tarantara, tarantara, is to snap our chests and sing tarantara. Or when threatened with the news, tarantara, tarantara, and your heart is in your boots, tarantara. There is nothing brings it round like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound. Tarantara, 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 ra, 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 tarantara, tarantara, tarantara.
Away, away,
Yes, we go.
these pirates slay.
Tarantara,
They do not stay.
tarantara.
Then what is delay?
And now we go. Yes, forward on the foe. Yes, forward on the foe.
Yes, but you don't go.
We go, we go. Yes, forward on the foe. Yes, forward on the foe.
Yes, but you don't go.
We go, we go, we go, we go, we go, we go, we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming this evening, and we do hope you've enjoyed our evening with Messrs Gilbert and Sullivan. Some unforgettable moments, I think. And I will be most surprised if at next year's Clubs and Societies Fair there isn't the emergence of a Gilbert and Sullivan Society. But we'll wait and see. Now, there are lots of people to thank, but two people in particular who we need to say thank you for tonight. The person whose brainchild this was, first of all, Elaine, stand up please. She's not getting away with it. So many notes played tonight. I mean, honestly, it's a medal that she deserves. Mrs. Purvis. Finally, thanks to Miss Webb, to Mrs. Coomer for doing all the organisation and so on and so forth. But ultimately, this was a great team effort. I think I speak for all of us that we are relieved. I think that's a good word. And now we move on to the preparation for our tour to Australia. 4 of the numbers that you heard tonight will be performed as part of that. And thank you for supporting us. Obviously, the purpose of tonight was as a fundraiser, so thank you very much. If you haven't organised your teams for the quiz evening, you need to do that quickly, please. That's our last fundraiser before we get on the plane. So thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Webb. And one more round of applause to the company, please.
Sorry, John, I'm going to let this moment go. I've been at the school for 12 years. This has been the best day. Cross country in GLS. Yeah, and I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to make them sing again. And I'm going to conduct. Best we can do for a baton.
Jenny, she's not throwing the music away afterwards.
Now, Frederick, let your escort lion-hearted be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart upon their dread adventure. Dear sir, they come.
Tarantula, tarantula,
Uncomfortable fear.
tarantula,
And we find the wisest thing.
tarantula, tarantula,
It's to stop just to sing.
tarantula,
For when threatened with a mute.
tarantula, tarantula,
And your heart is in your boots.
tarantula.
There is nothing brings it round like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound.
Tarantula, 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 tarantula.
Go, ye heroes, go to glory, though ye die combat glory. Ye shall live in song and story. Go to immortality, go to death and go to slaughter. Die, and every Cornish daughter, with the tears your grave shall water. Go, ye heroes, go and die. Go, ye heroes, go and die. Go, ye heroes, go and die.
Though to us it's evident.
Tarantula, tarantula,
These intentions are well meant.
tarantula,
Such expressions don't appear.
tarantula, tarantula,
Calculated meant to cheer.
tarantula,
Who are going to meet their fates in a highly nervous state.
tarantula, tarantula, tarantula.
Though it's clearly evident, these intentions are well meant.
Tarantula, tarantula, tarantula.
Go and do your best endeavor, and before
greater stress on the risk upon us press, and no deferential act to a chance of coming back. So perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize, for it's clearly evident these intentions are well meant.
Yes, it's very evident, these intentions are well meant. Evident, yes, well meant. Evident, ah, yes, well meant. Going here, Tarantara, in a comfortable field, Tarantara. And we find the wisest thing, Tarantara, is to stand much as to sing, Tarantara. Forward threatened with the news, Tarantara, and your heart is in your roots, Tarantara. There is nothing brings it round like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound, Tarantara, Tarantara.
Away, away,
Yes, we go.
these pirates slay,
Tarantara,
and do not stay,
Tarantara.
then what is delay?
Oh, yeah, we